race.
How about McMurray? I mean, there he is sitting there, Daytona 500 winner from last year, wrecked his car in practice earlier today, and here he sits. Not so sure, he might not be in a pretty good spot here to win this thing.
But Darrell, what I keep seeing with Denny Hamlin in the 11 and McMurray in the 1 that we're riding with, they have to keep tucking that right side out to let it breathe.
Yeah, I mean, they've been like this forever. And we were concerned that these guys couldn't run over 3 or 4 laps.
And they're pulling away. It's now 2.2 seconds back to the 5th place car.
Yeah, they're a good 1/10 to 2/10 faster than this group, but you can see how this group keeps mixing it up.
And a little while ago, we said Jeff Burton had the car that could win this race.
2 laps to go. Here are the 2 packs of lead lap cars. On the left, the leaders: Ryan Newman, Denny Hamlin, Kurt Busch, Jamie McMurray. And on the right of your screen, Jimmy Johnson, Greg Biffle, Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick, Burton, and Boyer.
What this second group has got to do is they've got to stay hooked up. So if this front group starts to race each other going down the back straightaway, they will maybe be able to catch them before they get to the start-finish line.
Denny Hamlin has been stuck like glue to the back bumper of Ryan Newman.
Well, he's starting to look like he either needs some air or he's getting a little antsy.
Darrell, it's a lap and a half to go. How antsy would you be?
I'd be jerking. I'd be all over the place just like he is. I'd be juking.
Tell you what, though,
flag right here.
Coming to the white flag.
No pressure out the back.
Remember, it will happen if they're going to make the move on the back straightaway.
Hamlin locked on to Newman. Kurt Busch with Jamie Mack through turn 1 for the final time.
Here we go.
He's in your tire tracks. When you go, he's pushing.
Now it's go time.
There we go. They're looking. They're looking. Can't make it. Can't make it happen.
Newman, the runner-up in 2005.
Can't make it happen.
Has about 2,000 feet to the finish line to win the Busch Shootout for the first time. Hamlin low, Busch up high. Here they come, 3 wide to the stripe, and the winner is
3 wide.
probably Kurt Busch, because Denny Hamlin went below the yellow line.
Yeah, that was definitely, he advanced his position by being out of bounds. There's no question on that one.
It is legal for Newman to run him down to the line, and Hamlin probably had one of 2 choices: go below the line or wreck Ryan Newman. Who will go to victory lane? That is the question NASCAR officials will decide for us. From the Goodyear blimp, let's have a look at the run to the checkered flag.
I mean, he is all the way below the line. The question is, would they deem that coming to the checkered flag and game on? And I've always thought on the last lap, when you can see the checkered flag, you do what you got to do.
Well, the line is still a line, but Darrell, does Hamlin get the lead before he goes below the yellow line? If so, he may be the race winner.
Yeah, it's hard to say about that.
And McMurray, he never came off the rear bumper of Kurt Busch in that 22 car.
Kurt Busch has won the Budweiser Shootout.
That would have been my call, but I'm you know, you never know.
First shootout win in his 8th start. We said earlier he's never won Daytona. Now he has.
He has never won a restrictor plate race of any kind.
Pretty good way to start a new relationship with a new car number, new paint job, and a winning attitude. And he's going to need.
Just leave me a little bit of quarter panel on that thing. I got to bring it back down here.
He might need a couple new tires.
Kurt Busch has become the 19th different driver to win the Budweiser Shootout. The Shell Pennzoil colors get to go to victory lane for the 2nd, or is it 3rd year in a row?
Third year in a row.
They went with Kevin Harvick the last 2 years, and Kurt Busch from Las Vegas, Nevada, a past Sprint Cup champion, still driving for Roger Penske, but out of the blue deuce and into the yellow 22, has won the Budweiser Shootout in a finish they will talk about for a while. Jamie McMurray is 2nd. Ryan Newman is 3rd. 4th unofficially Jimmy Johnson, and 5th is Greg Biffle.
And what will happen with Denny Hamlin, I'm sure he will be placed the last car on the lead lap.
Let's have another look at it. Watch Hamlin's move on Newman.
Yeah, I think Newman just really thought he had it won, and he really didn't protect that bottom good enough. And it cost him dearly. I believe if he'd have stayed down on that yellow line coming off of 4, Hamlin would have pushed him to the victory, but he left enough room down there that Hamlin was able to get his nose under him.
For the first time in the 33-year history of the Budweiser Shootout, a Dodge will drive into victory lane. A lot of two-car tango, a little bit of controversy right at the finish. Yeah, we're back. It's Daytona. Kurt Busch is the surprise winner of the Budweiser Shootout, driving Roger Penske's Shell Pennzoil Dodge into victory lane. His first restrictor plate win of any kind, Daytona or Talladega, and Matt Yoakum's there to greet him.
New paint scheme, new number, and new real estate for Kurt Busch. Victory lane at Daytona. What does this mean?
Oh, this is unbelievable. I mean, to experience victory lane here, no matter what the race is, it's very special. And I just got to thank my motor department, Jamie McMurray. I mean, those guys, they stuck with us. He had an unbelievable amount of power to push us and kept us in the mix. And when you have a friend like that in this two-car draft, that's what it takes. It's an unbelievable experience to try to manage the cars in front, the car behind, and this whole new game of Daytona. So I just got to thank Shell and Pennzoil for believing in us, coming over to Penske, believing in me. I mean, it's a great way to start off with an awesome relationship, and to have this Dodge pull into victory lane. We know we're outnumbered by the competition, but to have my teammate in McMurray today, I think that's what it's going to be. I'm going to call it teammate of the day, and McMurray was my man.
All right, he started the night out as a Lone Ranger. He found a wingman and then found victory lane. Steve?
Matt, with Denny Hamlin. Denny, tell us about the end of the race and the decisions you had to make.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, you know, that yellow line's there to protect us and the fans and the stand safety, and you know, I just chose to, you know, take the safer route. You know, a win in a shootout's not worth you know, sending the 39 through the grandstands. And for me, this fast is what we're running. If I get into his left rear, that car will go airborne. So for me, it's just it was a tough position. I probably should have went high just to avoid that whole thing. But just, you know, I was faced with a decision, and obviously I didn't want to have contact with the 39.
Thank you, Denny.
Denny, are the two-car tandems an acceptable way?
Here's a look at it as they came to the line. Hamlin has position on the 39 of Ryan Newman, but not enough racetrack to complete the pass inbounds, and ends up at the tail end of the lead lap. So, Darrell, did Ryan Newman hold the lead too long? Are we back to where the leader's a sitting duck on the last lap at Daytona?
I think it's the same thing that happened to Jamie McMurray at Talladega last year. He was convinced they were going to go around him on the outside. I think he moved up just that little bit to try to make them go high, go around him. When he did, the 11 chose to go underneath him. Looked to me like the 11 could have forced him up. They were side by side and avoided going below that yellow line, but he chose not to. But I got to tell you, this was exciting.
Yes.
It was intriguing. It was interesting. I can't wait for 500 miles of this stuff.
Almost 3 times the amount, but pretty impressed that even though one's a Dodge and one's a Chevrolet, that they had a plan. Roughly 5 laps to go, and they stuck to it. Kurt Busch in that one car. And as you said, Mike, Kurt gets his first win at a restrictor plate racetrack.
Yeah, great win for Kurt, and the only Dodge in this field. There'll be 4 of them entered in the Daytona 500, qualifying tomorrow in the Great American Race. A week from tomorrow right here on Fox. And Chris, well, we've got the first checkered flag of the season, and we're off and running, and can't wait for next Sunday.
Yeah, smitten with speed.